All right, so today we are going to talk about the number one mistake I find most people make when it comes to vision and goal setting and how it is such a killer when it comes to building resilience. Welcome. My name is Kristin Constable, and I am a leadership and business coach to values-driven entrepreneurs who are ready to activate their inner leader so that they can show up in their full power in both their business and their life and create big ripple effects in both. So if that's you, make sure to subscribe to this channel. New videos come out every single Wednesday on topics that I find are the most impactful for my clients, and I want to share them with you here. So today we are going to do the final video in the series around building resilience. And today we're going to talk about vision and goals. Now, vision and goals are a huge part to having a strong muscle when it comes to resilience. If you don't have clarity around where you're going or how you're going to get there, no matter what comes up, what barriers come along the way, they're going to seem too big to overcome. So we're going to talk about how to use vision and goals to make sure that that doesn't happen to you. All right, so let's talk about that number one mistake. So vision and goals are different, and you probably know that, but I want to break down what the difference is because I find people get the two overlaid quite often. So let's start with vision. So vision is this North Star. It is a orientation, a direction that we can orient our behaviors, our energy towards. It is not meant to be a destination. Yeah, I'm gonna say it again. It is not meant to be a destination. So an example of a vision, we're gonna talk about one for business because that's why many of you are probably here. Maybe you're trying to create or you're out to create a business that you can impact thousands of people while being location free and working in your strengths. Okay, cool. That is a beautiful vision for your business. Notice how there aren't very many specifics there. The how of doing it is not there. It's actually not even that measurable because when you get there and you don't really know, am I here or am I not? There's just kind of this sense or this feeling. Now, that's what makes a vision powerful, is it's inspiring, it pulls you towards a direction, and it has the ability to change and move as you gain more information and more knowledge about or gain clarity about where it is that you exactly want to be going. So that is vision. Now let's talk about goals. So goals now are where you get specific. It is really important to get specific when it comes to goals. Specific, measurable, time-bound, those are usually my key things when it comes to goals to make sure that they're actually doing what they're supposed to do. So goals are the how. So if I was working with you, I might ask you, okay, what's your inspiring vision for the future for your business? We already talked about what that was. So now I might say, okay, so how are we gonna get there? How are you gonna get there? And a question that I might ask is like, let's talk about revenue goals. What would be a revenue goal for you that would make you feel really excited and, inspired and allow you to do the things that you wanna do in your life? You might come up with that. And then we might talk about, okay, so now we've got this target, it's specific, it's measurable, and we can talk about how are we going to get there. So let's talk about all the different revenue streams then that you could create in your business to get to that revenue target. So it might be, let's just continue on with the example, is online courses. It might be speaking events. It might be one-on-one coaching, group coaching. The list can go on, and it's like infinite in terms of all the different ways you could create that revenue stream. Then you can get really specific about, okay, in the next 90 days, what exactly do I want to experiment with? What exactly do I want to do? So maybe if you choose online courses, like I want to experiment with online courses. So I'm going to research all of the different online course platforms, all of the different courses that I might want to do. And in the next 90 days, I want to have one course outline completed. Okay, perfect. So now you've got this inspiring vision for the future and you have a pathway to get there. Now let's talk about or link this back to resilience and how having this vision and these goals actually support you with resilience. Well, a huge part of resilience is knowing that you have multiple pathways and believing that you have multiple pathways to attain this the same vision. Now, this is important because you're going to have challenges, you're going to have roadblocks, you're going to have failures. Let's say, for example, you start on this online course thing and you realize that you actually hate doing videos. It is not your strength, you don't feel good when you're doing it, and it drains your energy. Okay, sweet. Well, that is really good information to know. And now you can look for another pathway to get to the same vision. So maybe writing is your thing and you are an excellent writer. So you know what? Probably a blog's gonna be a better idea for you. So you can dig into what you can do, all the different pathways you can take to attain the same vision. That is where you really build that muscle of resilience, because you don't get stopped whenever you hit a roadblock. So I have an excellent resource for you when it comes to visioning. It is my future self visualization that I use with pretty much every single one of my coaching clients. It's a 15-minute visualization that helps you really tap into what is that inspiring vision for the future, and it does it in a way that allows you to tap into your feelings and how you want to feel in the future, which is a really, really effective way to create a powerful vision. So I highly recommend doing that. I'm going to give it to you for free in the notes below this video, so make sure to go download it there. And then before wrapping up, I would love for you to comment below this video with 1 to 2 things that are part of your inspiring vision for the future. If you know, and I've actually done a video on visioning, so go check that out if you haven't seen it yet. Creating a vision and putting pieces and elements of it out there in the world is one of the best ways to give it some life and move yourself towards that direction. So this is your chance to implement and activate what we talked about in this video today by putting your comments below the video. So thanks so much for being here and for watching. And remember, if you haven't subscribed, go do that right now. Hit the little bell as well, and then you'll be notified every Wednesday when a new video on a topic that I think you're gonna love comes out online. Have a wonderful week.